Today I will tell you about one of the most ambitious NFT games in which you have to serve the expanses of space on your own ship, trade, hunt, and live in a sort of typical space household. The blockchain gaming universe is focused on earning money to its players. But unfortunately, sometimes the fun part of the game is often missed. However, a space-themed blockchain game, Star Atlas, changed that perspective by offering a diverse outer space experience of the cosmos. Some investors say that Star Atlas Metaverse is one of the best games in the entire crypto space, set in a virtual reality game the size of an entire galaxy. So, what is a Star Atlas? What are tokens Atlas and POLIS need for? How to earn in this mini game? And is this game really so unique? Let's examine together. Welcome to Kripto Ofis channel. I'm Iryna. Star Atlas is a play-to-earn game set in outer space in the year 2620. The game was created on the Solana network with an extremely high TPS and with the popular game engine Unreal Engine 5. Atlas has two internal tokens, Atlas and POLIS. In addition to using the Solana blockchain, Star Atlas has direct integration with the Serum DEX. With integration with Serum, Star Atlas players will be able to interact with smart contract enable DeFi platforms while being at the epicenter of the gaming experience. This will allow players to borrow or lend various Solana or Serum assets. They will also have access to automated market making for various pairs of liquidity pools, where they will also be able to earn commissions for trading, not to mention higher yield profitable farming opportunities. As I mentioned before, the plot of the virtual game takes place in 2620, where three factions are in charge of the universe. Mud, which is controlled by people. Oni, run by aliens. Ustur, she is controlled by artificial life forms and droids. These factions are constantly fighting for resources, politics, and territory. Each chooses its own methods. For example, if a player chooses to be in charge of the Star Atlas and chooses a strategy that will affect the intergalactic conflict, he will receive certain rewards for his contribution. Getting into the metaverse, participants gain not only experience but also get acquainted with the mechanism of the blockchain. By the way, do not forget to monitor balance of tokens in order to survive in the game. When taking on the explorer's role, you need to find someone to make it, as the beginner has no skills. But this is not an easy, there is an easier way to buy a ship for Atlas. Also, you need to keep track of other experiences, repair, fuel, ship maintenance, and so on. All technological achievements that the player has made are traded as NFTs, which can be traded on the galactic market and form a group of space tourists. Also, each player chooses for himself the genre in which he will play. Everything here is purely individual, and a variety of directions allow you to give preferences to it. So let's go through these genres. First, trade strategy. Getting into this part, players control the entire faction. They have the ability to approach the rest with various interesting maneuvers to get around the generals and strategize to create trade routes. All unexplored areas are mapped, so the opportunity to create a unique galactic empire is offered. A unique victory strategy brings additional assets that will be needed for the further development. Second, intelligence service. This part players consider one of the best, because here they get into an adventure. On the spaceship, you can travel through deadly and treacherous areas of space, look for the new places and explore them. The main goal is to create your own unique expedition. On your own ship and with your team, you will be able to make the trip rich and exciting. Here you can also work on the creation of new operations in order to extract minerals on the planets and moons, refine them before selling resources on the huge Star Atlas intergalactic market. Third one is role-playing games. The universe requires a huge amount of ore and other minerals. The only way players will be able to survive and move on. For example, you can become a merchant and sell newly found minerals, or you can become a cargo carrier to ship the found raw materials to different space stations. Also, gamers can choose other professions at their discretion. Spaceflight, a very interesting genre in which you can control your ship, explore the galaxy, build and improve the ship, sell it, and so on. Outer expenses are beautiful. Getting here, the player experiences unique emotions from the view. The native NFT marketplace of Star Atlas is already live, and players can trade various sorts of in-game NFTs over the marketplace. Since Star Atlas is built on the Solana blockchain network, players will be required to connect a Solana-supported wallet to the marketplace to make purchases. There are a lot of NFT in the project: ships, spaceships, and resources they need, tractors, various space platforms, stations, plantations, drilling rigs. These include people, skins, posters, crew gear, MOs, mascots, and pets. SS. This type of NFT includes license and badges. Usernames. The game plans to allow usernames to be owned and traded. I told you earlier that Star Atlas is using the dual token system in its ecosystem. There are two tokens, Atlas and POLIS. Let's understand what for do we need them. The Atlas tokens support the economy of this entire metaverse. Initially, players will need to use their Atlas tokens to purchase NFT in-game items such as crew, spaceship, land, and other necessary equipment to play. Simply put, this token is set as a platform's native token and unit of payment. Atlas will also be the dominant currency on the Star Atlas NFT marketplace. The total supply of Atlas token is 36 trillion, with a whopping 65% of the funds allocated for in-game reward. Moreover, the rest of the total supply is allocated toward private sales teams, public pre-sales, and liquidity pools. POLIS is a governance token in the Star Atlas metaverse. POLIS token holders are able to influence the decisions of the Star Atlas development team. The total supply of POLIS token is 360 million, with 40% of the assets allocated toward in-game rewards, while the rest is allocated towards public sales, private token sales, liquidity pools, and team. So, who is this team behind this awesome game? Who says so loud words? The Star Atlas project is led by Mitchell Wagner, co-founder and CEO of Star Atlas. He has experience in digital finance firms over the years, what put him in the spot to make excellent financial decisions to make Star Atlas a success. Other co-founders include Danny Floyd, CPO, Jacob Floyd, and Pablo Quiroga, all of whom have vast experience in the combined fields of crypto, Web3, and finance. As a developer state, the main task of Star Atlas is to provide players not only with a gaming experience, but also with the opportunity to earn assets that can be cashed out in real life and saved up for their dream. The developers, more than 56 people, plan to squeeze out competitors, which are many in this industry. At the moment, the game contains a huge number of possibilities. If you compare it with the others, in which you can earn only bets and fight with opponents, in Star Atlas, you can simultaneously earn money and discover the most undiscovered corners of outer space. I have come to the end of this video. I want to say that despite this project being so awesome, it is your choice and responsibility whether to invest in it or not. See you in the next video. Stay cool.